Hello, welcome. Whenever a new Sonic game arrives on the PC platform, it's basically guaranteed that modders from the Sonic community are working day one to making mods possible for that specific game, and Sonic Forces is no exception. Sonic Forces has been around since November 2017, and since then, many mods for that game have been made and gone public for many Sonic fans to try out and experience what other members of the Sonic community have created, from simple reskins to game tweaks and fixes, and even mod projects. It's been over 2 years now, and with many showcase videos of Sonic Forces mods, I decided to look back and decide what my personal favourites are. So I present to you my top 10 Sonic Forces stage mods. This top 10 list will only focus on stage mods for Sonic Forces, specifically ones that were released between January 2018 and December 2019. I decided only on stage mods as character mods don't really add much gameplay wise apart from visual appearance, and can be quite easy to create, whereas stage mods take more time and effort and adds way more replayability to the vanilla game. I'll be only counting stage mods that are either ports from other Sonic games or vanilla Forces stages that have had the level design changed enough to make it feel different. So don't expect any reskins of stages, since the only thing that's been changed is the texture, hence why it's a reskin. Disclaimer, this isn't an official top 10 list and is an opinionated viewpoint of what I believe to be the case. Everyone else will have different opinions and viewpoints on their favourites, and that's okay. But then again, you're not allowed to have an opinion on the internet. So let's get into it, shall we? Windmill Isle Act 1 by Beats. This is a port of the first stage from the PS2 Wii version of Sonic Unleashed. Created by a well-known modder in the Sonic modder community, Beats, this version of Windmill Isle is a simple but satisfying mod to look at as well as to boost through. While it is short, because it's technically a tutorial stage, the added extra detail of GIA and custom physics for assisting better control does make this mod enjoyable to run through, and because of that, this mod just sneaks into my top 10 list. Wave Ocean by NuxFan24. Wave Ocean has once again made its way to another Sonic game, but this one is a little bit different. Instead of the traditional blue clear sky the original has, this one has been set during the sunset as it uses the skybox from Sunset Heights, and I welcome the change. This was also the first complete stage mod for Forces, which was a big step for the modding community to being able to crack and port levels with Collision. NuxFan24 based its adaptation of Wave Ocean around the Avatar gameplay style, as Wave Ocean isn't really made for boosting. Having said that, NuxFan24 did put the effort in to create a variation for episode Shadow, which is basically the same but with a different level design layout. The camera can be annoying when doing platforming, but given the fact that the mod was created when stage mods were starting to become a thing, it's understanding that the camera wasn't given much focus. Plus, I've heard that Forces camera is a pain to work with, so there's that. Overall, a good stage mod for Forces and the starting point of future stage mods to come. Grand Metropolis by Infinite Force. Compared to other Forces stages, Grand Metropolis is massively huge, so huge in fact that it had to be split into 2 acts. Since Grand Metropolis is quite big, this allows for stage exploration and be able to take alternative routes with rewards for taking said routes, depending on what Wisbon you have equipped, which also encourages replayability to scout out every possible location. However, I am not a huge fan of the sections where there are platforms over massive spaces of bottomless pits, where abusing the air boost becomes a requirement to get across. Whether this was intentional or not, I would prefer just keeping the loop spirals from the original Grand Metropolis and rely on automation, or at least tweak the loops to make it work well gameplay wise. I do wish that Infinite Force could have incorporated both acts into one level like the original without limitations, even if it meant sacrificing some of the obscure alternate platforms to make it possible. But I'm no modder, so I wouldn't know all of the specifics. And it may also help with the performance, as the mod does experience frame drops even if you have the recommended and above specs to run Forces. Despite that, You can tell that a lot of time was put into this mod as a big personal project, and I think it's quite decent, so gotta give credit for that. Secret Stage, Fanning the Flames, by Brandon Jones. The fact that there are level mods for the extra and secret stages astonishes me, and I love it. Anyone who decides to mod something less important immediately gets my praise and attention. Extra and secret stages enforcers are basically mini missions set in various stages, similar to what was done in Generations. This one utilizes the fans as the theme of the stage, since they only appear in Chemical Plant, while testing your reactions to reach upper section and thus completing the stage in a fast manner. This mod is great for harnessing your platform skills while giving you a challenge to complete without getting hit and losing rings and being fast, resulting in a fun experience and a distraction from the main levels. It's a fresh breath of air of doing something different and unique than repeatedly doing the same stages over and over again until it becomes a chore to complete. I would love to see these types of mods receive more attention and give me a reason to do something different. Dust Silo, by The Duck Dealer. This mod was inspired by the prequel comic for Sonic Forces, where Team Dark infiltrates enemy territory and serving as the start of episode Shadow, where Infinite takes out Omega and Shadow is left to investigate. The idea of basing a mod on the prequel comic is a nice idea and something that could easily been implemented officially by simply reusing Arsenal Period for Shadow's gameplay. And Duck Dealer did that, despite Arsenal Pyramid being made around and only for tag team and a double boost mechanic. Although similar, enemy and object placement have been tweaked from vanilla Arsenal Pyramid to better suit Shadow's playstyle, as you'll control one character instead of two. So you won't be blasting through the stage as there is no double boost moment. So it results in a slightly longer completion time, which isn't all bad. The use of in-game dialogue whilst being an Arsenal Pyramid feels natural to the story and is suited well. Again, this could have been such a great way to start off the first stage for episode Shadow. Such a missed opportunity by Sonic Team, but at least this mod by Duck Dealer is available to use instead of vanilla enemy territory, and it works and flows better in my opinion. Sky Sanctuary, by Infinite Force. One of the best stages from Sonic Generations got the port treatment to Forces, and that is Sky Sanctuary, specifically Act 2. I don't know if it's because of Sky Sanctuary's level design, but playing through this mod felt like I was actually in Generations. Almost. Some alternative gimmicks are used instead of what was used in Generations in order to make it feel similar, and since some assets are missing from Generations, but they work and flow well in regards to stage progression. Infinite Force also made a night version, which Sky Sanctuary looks great with the moon. Or should I say Death Egg in the night sky. Not much else to say, apart from it's a fun stage mod to go through with input knowledge of how and when to take specific routes, as it plays identical to what it originally did back in 2011 in Sonic Generations. Westopolis, by NuxFan24. Fans will know that this stage originates from Shadow the Hedgehog in 2005. There is so much that I enjoy about the existence of this mod. The added detail of using in-game dialogue throughout the stage is great, as it establishes a custom story add-on to the vanilla plot as if Westopolis was in the main game. Just like Wave Ocean, the camera can be a bit annoying when trying to platform and boosting, but Force's camera isn't all that great compared to previous titles like Generations. Not only it ports over Westopolis, but it also incorporates Lethal Highway, one of the second stages from Shadow the Hedgehog, making it a longer stage, which I welcome the idea of adding two stages into one level to extend the length. It's also the first stage mod to incorporate double boost, adding more creativity. It's a shame that Chaos Control doesn't replace the double boost music. It would have built up so much nostalgia, but it's great to be able to double boost in a stage that was already made before the mechanic was even a thing. Plus, the mod includes a playable version for Classic Sonic, which is always nice to see Classic Sonic getting some modding love, including a custom classic remix of Westopolis made by NuxFan24 as well. A fun, lengthy stage mod that is worth replaying multiple times due to the amount of creativity and attention to detail was put into. Eggman's Facility Reimagined by Brandon Jones. The vanilla Eggman's Facility level was basically Shadow in Aqua Road with tweak enemy and object placement. Also very short. Very short. This mod uses Luminous Forest as a base and gives the stage a major overhaul to better suit Shadow's playstyle, since his and Sonic are basically the same, and it works much better than the original. It reimagines on what Eggman's Facility could have been whilst implementing the boost mechanic and keeping the in-game plot intact and making sense as a prequel to the plot of Sonic Forces and Infinite's backstory. You go fast in the stage and it feels great to go fast, whilst adding a slight challenge increase which makes the stage more enjoyable and rewarding upon completion. Also, hearing White Jungle Remix in Luminous Forest is such a banger in my opinion. Lava Shelter by NuxFan24. Another Shell the Hedgehog stage mod by NuxFan24. This time, it's one of the final stages from the game, Lava Shelter, and once again, like the Wave Ocean mod, based around the Avatar gameplay. To me, it's one of the best stage mods for the Avatar playstyle, and visually it looks great, thanks to the Hedgehog engine too. Again, just like Westopolis, it incorporates in-game dialogue to make it seem like it's part of the plot, and that Lava Shelter was actually enforced as a playable stage. This stage platforming is fun and exciting, with multiple pathways to take which all connect to certain parts of the stage, and that there's two ends to the stage, encouraging you to explore and find the different exits, whilst also rewarding you for taking risks on specific pathways. The use of custom cameras throughout the whole stage makes it a top contender for the best stage mod due to how polished they are. Lava Shelter has never been ported before in any Sonic game, and here enforces its level design and platforming works extremely well for the Avatar, heavily relying on homing attacks and the response. Dare I say it, I find it better than the original, even though they are two completely different games with their own unique gameplay features. This is easily NuxFan24's best work in Forces modding, and I hope he can do more very soon. While these stage mods didn't quite make the cut on my list, they do deserve an honourable mention. So let's quickly go through them. There is one stage mod that, in my opinion, is the best stage mod for Forces in the past 2 years. And that mod is... Weapons Bed by Def. This mod had been in development for 7 months, and it shows how much time and dedication and hard work was put into to make this spectacle of a mod. It's Weapons Bed from Sonic Adventure 2. A mech level ported over as an Avatar stage, and it works so well. Hearing the in-game dialogue throughout Weapons Bed is a neat little touch to detail to build on nostalgia with the OG voice actors from Sonic Adventure 2. The custom cameras really help make platforming easy and be able to accelerate without fear of falling into bottomless pits. Having tight and precise level design in alternate platforms rewards you, thus encourage you to explore and discover more rewards. Visually, it's gorgeous to see SA2 textures in a modern Sonic game in glorious high definition. Everything about this mod just flows so well. This is, without doubt, the best stage mod for Forces, and it deserves so much love as it's such an underrated mod, so please, check it out when you can. And there we have it. It's amazing to see how much has been created for one single game, ranging from multiple people with different experiences, knowledge, ideas, and skill sets. I look forward to any more upcoming stage mods to hit Forces. Perhaps this decade we will see more stage mods be made and make it into my top 10 list in the future, but who knows. This has been my top 10 Sonic Forces stage mods. I thank you.